What's good? What's good? What's good? This is RawTruth Media giving you what the. All right, let me skip that. It's been about a month. I see I'm already rusty already in my speech, but the show goes on. So we got camp with JSU, and I'm interested to see the camp battles. But one thing's for sure: this team will be well coached. They're going to have, I believe, the best coaching staff not only in the SWAC but in the FCS. Maurice Harris has coached at a high level, levels that most coaches in the FCS have not coached in. He coached at Liberty, and you've seen that Liberty offense and what he produced. He's bringing that to Jackson State. It's going to be a fast-paced, ball-controlled offense. Expect more third down efficiency. Hit the like button, family. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. It's been a month, and I want to say thank you to all. I only told a few people what has been going on for your prayers. It's been a weird month, but the good thing is the Most High God, the Lord, has been there every step of the way. And shout out to those who have constantly called me to check up and see how I'm doing. Yeah, get the likes up, get the likes up, get the likes up. But during this time, it's funny. The same people who said that Jackson State wouldn't be first in this division or wouldn't be good enough are always talking about Jackson State. It's the weirdest thing. Jackson State this, Jackson State that, Jackson State, Jackson State, Jackson State. They're obsessed with Jackson State. I mean, we all have haters, but I've never met a hater that is obsessed with something as much as a Jackson State hater has with them. I bet you if they win, no, scratch that. I bet you if Jackson State loses one game but wins the SWAC and wins the Celebration Bowl, they will still talk about the one game they lost. Just wait until they play Texas State. Let's say that's an L, right? They're going to be talking about that for months. It's the funniest thing. Yeah, hit the like button, tell everybody that we're live. And if you missed it, I kind of botched my intro. I haven't done that. I haven't done that in a while, but that tells you that I have not been live for a long time. But TC Taylor, he's going to have his players ready to go. When you look at Jackson State's first game against South Carolina State coming up in a couple weeks, you're going to see their offensive line and defensive line be stout. Then they're going to look like a quote-unquote MEAC team in regards to height, strength. Again, I love the SWAC. Grew up around, the SWAC. My father went to PV. But still, I'm going to keep it real. And one thing that the MEAC has that's an advantage is the trench play. The trench play is really good. And you're going to see Jackson State have a similar team than most MEAC teams. Speaking of the MEAC, this is a little sidebar. And I've talked to Coach Walker about this many times. Shout out to Tomorrow Leader Sports Network. Watch out for Morgan State. And I'm saying this now before it gets popular. People are going to jump on the bandwagon. Coach Sewell and what he's doing with that defense, just watch. They're going to be hard to score on. And really, the only thing that Morgan State needs is a consistent offense, an offensive identity. And I think they'll find it. It doesn't have, their defense is so good that, shoot, they can even run a triple option and I'm settle with that. But it's over 20 plus people so far. Let's get it over 20 likes. Shoot, let's get it over 30 if we have the chance to do that. So everyone that's tuned in, what do you think about the camp battles you want to see? We already know about Jason Brown, McLeod, the transfer from Louisiana Lafayette. They said don't sleep on him. And Philip Short, don't sleep on him either. It's going to be a close battle, I think, but I think Jason Brown is going to win it. Jason Brown has You know, he's strong. He's strong as an ox, man. He's 6'2", 230. Some say 230 plus. He could take a hit. He's hard to bring down. And what he's doing off the field is 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 something. Now, Imperial Nubia says Jacobian is the top quarterback. We'll see. Jacobian came from Syracuse. You never know. Maybe Maurice Harris has been working with Jacobian, and if Jacobian could just figure it out with his 6'5", 230 plus frame, that's gonna be scary. Now, we're not saying that uh, these quarterbacks are going to be Shadir Sanders. Shout out to JSU Tigers, channel member. We're not saying that they're going to be Shadir Sanders, but they don't really have to be Shadir Sanders. Do y'all realize this defense that JSU has? They got K5 returning and Jalen Hughes, and then the top safety transfer portal addition from the FCS and the Science Guttridge. Glacius, I think I said his name wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong, family. Asias is the best safety that Jackson State has had in years. And, you know, I'm a big fan of Shiloh. I'm a big fan of the safety, Huggins, last year. I'm a big fan of theirs. But let's be real, family. Asias is the complete total package at safety. He could cover. He can even play corner. He could play nickel. He could play both safety positions. He could play box safety. He's going to cause ruckage in the SWAC and all of the FCS. Just look at how many picks he's going to have. I'm not going to give you a specific number, but just know he's going to have a lot of picks. Seven McGee, he's going to be, if you put, I'm trying to compare him. Seven McGee has a little Percy Harvin in him. Now, I'm not saying he's Percy Harvin. I'm not saying that, family. But he's like a gadget receiver. He's already the fastest player in the SWAC. It's not even close. JSU Tigers 06 says, can't wait to see our boys play. Oh, yeah, they're going to put in a good product. I'm here in the backyard chilling. Nature, scenery, just relaxing. But, JSU this year is going to be different than past years. You're not going to see them air-rated. They're going to have some spread principles, but it's going to be a physical power run spread. It's going to be a balanced team. I'm just going off of what I've seen Maurice Harris do as an offensive play caller at Liberty. So the run game will be utilized. And I have to say this, I hope Savion Wilkerson has a great year. Nothing personal, but Savion Wilkerson had a chance to be another Jackson State player drafted, and he missed that opportunity. He missed that opportunity, family. I have to keep it real. I wish him nothing but the best. But if Savion Wilkerson if he would have stayed, he would have been the guy, and he would have had the touches. And with this new offensive run fits, he would have had even more yards than what he had last year. Now, I believe the running back Martin, last name Martin, that is, number 8, he is going to ascend. I repeat, Martin is going to ascend this season. And all he needed was an opportunity. That's the wonderful thing about JSU. When another player leaves, another one steps up. Matter of fact, we have seen a player come out of nowhere and get drafted. When James Houston transferred from Florida to go to JSU, nobody thought he'll have like 19 sacks like he did and be in the NFL. We thought he would have been good. He was a good player at Florida, but we didn't see that. So 2 years in a row, JSU has been having players get drafted. And the next player to be drafted is probably going to come from the defense. My best bet. My best bet. It's going to come from the defense. The D line's going to be ferocious. I wish Niles Gaddy would have stayed, but good luck to Niles Gaddy at Missouri. This defense is not going to miss a beat. If you think this defense is going to just disappear and not show up, you got another thing coming. The D tackles are grown men. Again, I don't think people realize TC Taylor, he's not playing second fiddle to no one. Now, after the South Carolina State game, and then it's FAMU. FAMU's going to be a tough opponent. In my opinion, this will be FAMU's one of their most talented teams in years. But you should embrace that. Competition is always a great thing. And I want to put a disclaimer out there. The biggest lie that I've heard in regards to the Jackson State fan base is that they want things easy and not play good opponents. That's a lie. The Jackson State fans that I've talked to, I'm talking about the real ones. The Jackson State team, the fans I've talked to, are glad that the SWAC is the most talented conference it's been in years. They're glad that HBCUs all around is the most talented in years. Look at Tennessee State. They're revamped. They're going to have a good season if everything goes well. The MEAC teams are getting better. The SWAC, you've seen what Alcorn is doing. Have you seen Mississippi Valley State? Shout out to Mississippi Valley State and what they've been doing, recruiting at a high level. It needs to be talked up more. And Mississippi Valley State, I don't know what their record's going to be. But Mississippi Valley State will give some teams trouble. They have a quarterback that transferred from New Mexico State, put up solid yards. He's going to be Mississippi Valley State's Musa. That's the best way. You know how Musa played at Vanderbilt, played a couple games, had a couple stats, but really excelled when he went to FAMU. He could have that type of season with Mississippi Valley State. And I'm trying to remember his name. Family, if you know the quarterback's name for the transfer from New Mexico State that's playing for Mississippi Valley State, let me know. Aunt Mitch says defense is going to give teams fits. They are. And if you want to throw, I'm telling you, don't throw at the safeties. That's all I got to say. Asias is going to get a bunch of picks if they trying to air it out on them. And watching Asias' film, he reads the defense so well. It's like adding Asias to JSU is like having a shutdown corner, but he plays safety. That's what JSU's getting with Asias. And this is going to be something that it's going to be a defense that's pretty different. Now, it won't have Travis Hunter and all the other players that love, but I have full confidence in K5. I have full confidence in Hughes. Right, Vincent Dozier said his Asias Guthrie is different. He's different, man. Like, y'all know how I do at RawTruth Media. I'm not going to just say things to say things. And you know how much respect I have for the previous safeties. And Huggins and Shiloh. They're dogs. When I say that Guthrie is the best safety prospect that JSU has had in years, I meant that in every word. I stand on that. And those who are MEAC fans, they'll tell you about Asias Guthrie and how he was doing this thing at Delaware State. Matter of fact, when it was announced that Asias Guthrie signed with JSU, you saw nothing but MEAC fans say, man, they got a good one. They got a damn good one. A damn good one. But expect JSU. Again, we don't know what these seasons can turn into, but they won't lose. If they ever lose a game, meaning Jackson State, it won't be because they're outcoached. I tell you that. If you think Maurice Harris is going to get outcoached, think again. Maurice Harris, there's not a defensive coach in the SWAC that can outcoach Maurice Harris. Unless y'all think I'm lying. Don't worry, I'll wait. Man, they just don't know, family. I'm sitting back chilling. I had someone ask me a rhetorical question, but I answered them on social media, on the DMs. They asked me, why do I root for JSU on the side, right? Even though I never went there, and I like teams who are doubted against. Now you may say, well, they won SWAC 2 times, but they were hated on that whole time. Tell me if I'm lying, family. They were hated on that whole time. Even when Jackson State won the SWAC championship game, you had people within the SWAC making excuses why they won the SWAC and didn't even give them their fair props. So teams who get hated on, I usually root for them. I've always been that way. Right, Sylvester Taylor. JSU reloaded the big guns. Guard the yard, guard the yard, guard the yard. Jackson State don't rebuild, they reload. Vincent Doja said, they don't know. Great to see you back. Hey, I had some of my subs hit me up, man. Some of them got my number, and they like, man, DJ, man, we got to have you back. It's been a while. I'm a man of the people, I tell you. Man of the people. That running game, with that play action, with that quick screens, woo! Let me not say too much, family. Ooh, man. Now, who actually thinks South Carolina State, and I like what Buddy Pugh has done with that program. He's a legend. Y'all know that. But, man, they act like they about to just drag JSU. We'll see. See, they think that this JSU team is like the Celebration Bowl, all finesse and no power. JSU Tiger says, JSU been hated on for years before Dion. That is correct. And remember that stream I had 3 months ago, we talked about that. We brought up history, especially in the mid-90s. The 96 team that was very talented at JSU was hated on by every team in the conference. So it's been a recurring thing. JSU fans are used to it. They don't really care about being hated on. But they do believe it's weird that the haters are more focused on your team, but not theirs. You've seen SWAC haters who have teams that haven't done shit for years hate on JSU randomly. I'm gonna tell you what's funny about the JSU haters. They're obsessed with JSU hating so much that they go in their little closets and pray. They got candles lit, they got a JSU picture, and they pray that JSU loses a game. They got a little old mini Taj Mahal little thing up in their closet, praying that JSU folds in the game. Sylvester Taylor said, we have always been hated on. It's normal for us now. And shout out to FAMU. FAMU's going to have a good team. The reason why I'm about to mention FAMU is if JSU beats FAMU, I don't give a damn what the record is going to be for JSU at the end of the. If JSU beats FAMU, they could go 8-3. But if they beat FAMU after everyone saying they're not going to win that game, can you imagine the shit talking? JSU Tigers rolling. Hey, I'm telling you, man. That's what JSU haters probably doing. They got a picture of all the previous JSU coaches. They probably got a picture of Walter Payton, the great Walter Payton, and they had lighting the candles up, and they're praying, please, JSU, lose a game so I can make fun of you, please. Oh Lord, y'all know they doing that. Aunt Mitch says it's despicable. It is. It's the funniest thing. Aunt Mitch says it's different from rooting for a team than disparaging the entire city. The guys that hate us don't understand that JSU's in the city just like other HBCUs. Um, yeah, for those who make fun of an urban city, uh, Jackson, Mississippi is a historic city for many reasons, and it's a city that is mostly populated or majority populated by our own people. And for those who hate on a city and make fun of a city and talk about how downtrodden it is, and that's the weirdest thing because when it comes from our own people, that's the weirdest. When it comes from our own people hating on another urban city, a city that's controlled by our own, that's just a lot of self-hate mentality that our community still deals with. And it's really pathetic. Every time I go to Jackson, Mississippi, they show me love out there. You know, things are never perfect for any city. I mean, they talk about crime, but crime goes everywhere. They make jokes about the water, which is a serious issue. And instead of being a helping hand, they're talking shit on the city. But I got to tell you one thing. I love Jackson State. I'm always welcome there. Um, the people, the restaurants I go to. And when I go there, I show love. I tip the workers there, their fair share, and very kind, very knowledgeable. When you talk about sports with a Jackson State citizen, Jackson, Mississippi citizen, they know the whole history. They'll tell you some history that you didn't even know. But yeah, that stems from self-hate, man. I don't ever like being around other folks who hate our own. Like I go the other way. Vincent Doja said rubbing chicken feet together, doing rituals, yeah. But they praying for that. They say would need security if JSU beats FAMU. Burning sage, right? Sylvester Taylor burning sage, hoping that JSU loses. Oh man, they listening, they burning sage and listening to Erica Badu or Jill Scott, praying for JSU to lose. They'll be singing, "Is it the way?" So, who do y'all think is going to be a surprise team in the SWAC, or a team that JSU should watch out for that we didn't even mention? We know about FAMU. I mentioned Alcorn. Alcorn, they got their stud running back, Howard. He's going to be a beast, and you know Coach McNair. He always has his team ready to play for Jackson State. Last year's game was closer than what expected between Jackson State versus Alcorn. They always play, meaning Alcorn State, they always play JSU very hard. Shout out to HBCU Band Talk. Peace and blessings. He says, sup, folks. What's up to you as well? Hit the like button. Let's get it to 40 likes. Family, let's get it to 40 likes. So the tone setter, so HBCU Band Talk believes Bethune-Cookman is the surprise team. Now, shout out to Bethune-Cookman. Now, Bethune-Cookman is a surprise team. That's great for the SWAC. There was a time when Bethune-Cookman was whooping everybody's tail in the MEAC. We need that back. JSU Tiger says, and they don't understand that the racist Mississippi state governor don't give a squat about Jacktown. Yeah, the people from Jackson State, they got to get it out the mud. They get no help, no assistance from the state, and they have to always outwork people. They don't understand that Jackson, Mississippi is one of the most hardest working towns around. Nothing was ever given to them. But that's why they smile. When they go to a Jackson State game, it helps alleviates the hard work that they've been going through a daily basis. It's the one time where all the stress, all the hard work goes away when they watch a JSU game. Now, JSU Tigers said Valley is the sleeper team. Valley got the quarterback. Y'all watched the first game. Who's Valley playing against? I'm trying to remember. I think they're playing in Indianapolis, but it's one of those showcase games. Shout out to Ed. Ed says, I feel like majority of SWAC teams is a quarterback away from being dangerous. That is true. That's something that no one talks about. If you got a quarterback, you can get wins. You at least could become above 500. Now, I'm surprised no one said, shout out to Christopher Dukes. He said Central State. Y'all make sure to tune into that game. Mississippi Valley State versus Central State. I know Central State, I think they're a small school. I don't care if they're a small school or not. Mississippi Valley State didn't win a lot of games, and it would be great for them to have a great start by winning against Central State. I'm going to stay tuned to that game. Again, I want all these SWAC teams to win. I'm a unifier. I don't get dissing other HBCUs. I get, rooting against, and it's a rival. But we should want all these SWAC schools dominating to put out a good brand, a great brand. Because if one eats, we all eat. Yeah, a quarterback away, man. A quarterback away. Now, I'm surprised no one said Texas Southern. Texas Southern, with Andrew Body and company, and they have great receivers. They can have something to say. They just got to figure it out. And I want all the head coaches, especially the brothers who are coaching, to keep their jobs. But let's be honest, family. If the head coach at Texas Southern, Coach McKinney, that is, if he does not have a winning season with all the weapons they have returning, they're going to get a new coach probably. Aunt Mitch says, a fun season in store. Yep. A fun season indeed. This is what we wanted, man. This is what we wanted. We wanted high-level football. No matter who wins the SWAC championship, that's what we want. Whoever wins the SWAC championship, we want them to be a dominant team. We want them to be a team that no matter who they play, I don't give a damn if it's freaking North Dakota State or South Dakota State or any of these teams. It's teams that can hang with anybody. But I'm about to go, family. Please share this video, this live stream on Facebook, Twitter, all social media sites. Your boy DJ is back. Thank you for the prayers. Thank you for... And before I go, I'm going to read this. HBC Band Talk says, Bethune has 8 quarterbacks. Somebody's got to stand out. If you got 8 quarterbacks, somebody's got to stand out and take control of the team. But if Bethune got the athletes, I'm not worried about Bethune's athletes. We've seen it even in their down years. They got that Florida speed. Now, JSU Tiger says, I still say Body is on the wrong team. I can see him at Prairie View A&M. Prairie View A&M, them and Caleb Johnson, match made in heaven. Caleb Johnson might have 1,000+ yards, but then again, they may use different running backs, but they're going to have a high rushing total. They're going to have a high rushing total, and they're going to be, if you can't defend a run, you would not be beating Prairie View A&M. I repeat, if you cannot defend the run, if you can't defend the counter, the sweep, none of that stuff, you're not going to beat Prairie View A&M. So y'all better work on y'all run defenses. That's for any HBCU team listening that's playing against Prairie View A&M or maybe in the SWAC championship. Who knows if they get there. But it's going to be a fun season. Shout out to all the SWAC fans, HBCU, overall, MEAC, JSU. Y'all know what it is. And y'all let me know in the comment section who's going to be the surprise team. What do you expect from Jackson State? And do you think the Jackson State, South Carolina State going to be a close game or is it going to be a blowout? Let me know in the comment section. This is RawTruth Media. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'm out.